shut up!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the multiplayer version of Dagger of Amon Ra. This is something that we decided to do to give you a real feel for what it would actually be like to play one of these games. As something I thought about a lot on my last LP is that the mystery games, the Laura Bow games, play through very differently if you don't know exactly what you're doing. So here, assisting me in not knowing what they're doing are both Skippy Granola and Ms. Bundafund. So welcome to both of you. Thank you for participating.
Thanks for having us.
Ah, my pleasure. Um,
I don't regret it yet.
yeah, you will regret it. I promise you.
Okay,
Um,
so if I can rudely interject,
please.
I played this when I was a kid,
Okay.
for the first time, and as I recall, it is a bunch of pointless faffing around and hilarious ethnic accents.
The accents are absolutely fantastic. Voice acting is actually a perk in this game for me, even though it's probably offensive. At least the Chinese guy has got to be offensive, and the Irish people too. If you're sensitive about your Irishness, you may want to I don't know, grab your shillelagh for this LP because Detective Orion is going to be so fantastic. Now we're going to be doing text in the stream here, mostly for convenience because there's a lot to get through and we don't want to, I'll have to stop talking, I guess, every time somebody says a line. But watch my solo LP of this for the voice. And you're absolutely right that there is a good bit of just sort of messing around. So the one other point that I should probably bring up is there is an absolute ton of dialogue. So for the benefit of everybody, if something is necessary to progress in the plot, I will bring it up that you need to talk to person X about why. And otherwise, if there's something you guys really feel like you want to know, go ahead and ask. Like that'll be fine. But we're not going to be going through every dialogue option for every character. So that's all the
It's
intro we
also
need, I
worth
think.
mentioning that every time you look at anything, all these text boxes here are, in fact, voice acted. So it would take forever to get through
Mm-hmm.
just the most basic of exploring a new room
That's true.
if we did not have it on
They
text.
are also, I should say, they're voice acted by like this sassy British narrator who's just in Laura's head, and maybe my favorite character in the game, just because of the voice acting. It's really top notch.
All
So,
right, well, let's not
Skippy
waste
as
any more time.
yeah, sure. So Skippy, well, we will in fact be wasting hours of time, but so Skippy, you've played this game, but not necessarily got the best ending. Is that right? And you don't necessarily remember everything that it takes to play through the game. So you're working with a sort of half-remembered knowledge of the game.
Most of which is going to be just painfully inaccurate.
Right, you could. That's fantastic. And Bundefund has in fact never been out of this room, which we're waiting for that big moment. Um,
I'd be very eager to get out right now if you're willing.
there is
Yeah.
one thing that you should ask Crodfaller about
Oh
in order
man,
to
I guess I
progress the
should probably
plot.
figure that out. Huh?
I'll just tell you that one. Ask him about the flower shop. I know that
Oh
seems
yes,
because
I found that earlier in my let's figure out the controls run through.
yeah. Oh, so
So,
well, I'll probably be talking about this in my solo too. But so to ask any question, it brings up your notebook, which gives a list of the people, places, things, and etc. And then you click on one of those at exit, and then you ask about that. Um, it's a little cumbersome. It kind of takes a while. You don't need to ask about the flower shop or about the speakeasy. Now that you know that
well,
the
I've
flower shop
already
is the
asked about it.
speakeasy, too late. Um,
As I recall, you can also click the talk icon on Laura to tell people about things too, right?
oh my gosh, can you?
Yeah, actually, if you want to just go ahead and
No, let's try that.
give
That
that a
is
try, maybe, or oh man, how does this work? Or maybe the question on yourself. I know there's a way you can tell people about things. Maybe it's just like the exclamation, wow, this is off to a sterling start.
I know that you can tell people about things that you have, but that's just by selecting the things from the notebook. Okay,
I don't know.
let's come back to this. Let's just go ahead. Let's leave the room for now.
There is one thing that we should do before going into the room.
Oh, I'll never get out.
Nope. This whole episode, you should examine your desk a little more closely. I remember this.
I was gonna let this go, but Skippy is exactly correct.
Mm-hmm.
You were so snooty about having found everything earlier, sir. Well.
Yep.
I've actually only played this for about 5 minutes.
No,
making
shut up.
sure the stream
This is
works,
total
so-
bullshit too, actually.
Oh, it's good times.
Check the. I don't know how much I should say. Check the corners.
Yeah, that's good. All right. But maybe don't look at them. Maybe do something
There
else.
we go.
How'd you get? There
I
you
don't
go.
know where it's been.
It is the yeah. There you go.
All right.
Feels like a desk key.
And there we go. That is my only contribution to this LP.
Well, that's a good one because this is a necessary item. Also, I love that the key's jammed in the desk drawer and you'll never see it again, ever.
That's right.
Now, notice that is different from some other games that make you hang on to useless items forever. At least if something's useless, it just disappears.
Bureau 13.
Yeah, Bureau 13.
I was just
72
thinking that, yeah.
items by the end of the game.
Good lord. So now you have a
I'm
press
still
pass.
looking forward to see all the weird crap we stuff in Laura's purse before long. I'm hoping it is science
It gets
defined.
absurd.
Have you
It
saved,
gets-
by the way?
Oh, is
Oh,
this your
yeah.
second contribution to this thread? That's 2 in one go, because yeah, you should probably say this is... Let's not forget this is a Sierra game.
I had made a save earlier, but I guess I'll save after,
You've asked Crodfaller about...
Finding the thing.
You got bad dad, I see. Alright, well, that's the title of the thread now, I feel like. Egad bad dad. So you want, there's any number of things you could do. Yeah, New Yorkers are pretty much doing their thing. This one is,
Oh,
you can
man.
start to see the snark come out there. Did you read that one?
that's my building.
It's, yeah,
I know where I'm supposed to go.
yeah. Let's head on over there.
I don't think it's possible.
It's worth noting that we've amped the speed up a good bit. If anybody wants to play along with this, you'll probably want to do the same because Laura just ambles normally. She is not a fast walker. So you saw that in the earlier one, if you're going to walk anywhere that's important, you get that little walk icon that appears. So, yeah, there we go. It's a tree, Laura.
Yeah, I'm sure that would just be so sarcastic.
Oh yeah. If you look at the one that says it's a car, she doesn't say it's a car. She goes, it's a car, and whatever.
Oh, Rocco!
Rocco is the best. Did you forget Rocco? Because
I
he
did.
is so great. Now, so Rocco's thing is, here is a puzzle. He will take you to where you want to go if you have money or can prove that you're a member of the press.
Oh man, I can't. I cannot prove that I am a member of the press.
Is there any item that you have that you feel?
Nope, I have no such item. It's really just going to be embarrassing.
It's true. So,
I just want to point out, I like that the "it feels flimsy" is kind of a little double meaning there.
Ooh.
Indicating the press pass itself and, of course, your credentials.
Yeah.
I feel like I wanted to talk to Rocco a bit before I drove anywhere, so
Well, give it a shot.
Just-
Let's
just
see what
hold
Rocco
your
has to
horses
say.
there, Rocco. Oh man,
Maybe
that's not.
cab drivers
not too
sometimes know
promising.
interesting things. Yeah.
Well, that's not going to stop me from asking him about Egyptology. Sorry, Rocco.
Yeah.
Deadgummit.
Everybody
he is sticking
needs
to his guns.
Oh, Rocco is a by the books cab driver.
All right, one last try. Let's see if he knows anything about this shady speakeasy.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
They did say that cab drivers know about it.
Yep, he's not. He seems to know the place, but not
Yeah.
actually.
He
No,
says
I
that
think
about
that's only
every
nice.
place, I think. I don't think he knows anything about anything.
Man, I'm really tempted to ask him to take me to 1926, but in the interest of actually getting somewhere,
Take me
let's
to the
try the
future! I
PlayStation.
mean, now! Take me to the present.
To the present, cabby.
Yeah. Now, you do get little bits of history as he transports you around.
I
Uh,
also got a pretty sweet tune there.
yeah.
Oh man,
He's had just everybody famous, is in. Oh, well, hey, there's that drunk.
I think I found my next source of information.
You there, drunk! Do you know about Egyptology?
I say, gentle wino, could you tell me about Ramesses II? Ah, get out of here.
Don't. That's actually pretty close to the voice. Drunk man, I'm from the press.
I was actually hoping I could give it to him and lose it forever, but
Have a baseball. Um, now, what? Something that's kind of funny is that you actually took a cab across the street. So the New York Daily Register News Tribune is if you walk down, you can get to there. I'm not saying that you should, but if the walk icon towards the bottom of the screen will have,
yeah.
that will turn into an arrow, and then you can get there.
I like that the cab driver drove pretty significant distance to get me
Yeah,
here,
no, he
instead of
moved you
just
some
spitting
blocks.
in my face. That's a clear insult.
I mean, well, I was gonna say you were paying for it, but I guess not. Was that
No.
ever a thing? Do you think that the press got free rides in taxis? Like, that seems unlikely.
There was a lot more respect back then for, the noble profession of journalism.
I guess that's true. Wow, take
Well,
yourself down to the library.
Speaking as you say that, the sergeant just has insulted me for trying to throw my reporter's
Yeah,
credentials
he's
around.
like, get out of here.
He doesn't
Also
care.
notice that this is an example of casual 1920s style sexism. And that plays into, I think Laura is a really well-written character because, she's not going to let that stop her, but I feel like sometimes when people try to write feminist characters, they would be very concerned with, taking down the men that are oppressing them or whatever, or, they try to put political ideology in their mouths, whereas Laura is really, she has a job to do, she's going to do it, she's not going to let somebody stand in her way, but,
She's the very definition of a plucky reporter.
yeah.
I mean, plucky is really the only
Oh,
adjective
boy.
she needs.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that you
Speaking
could
of
do this,
well-written
actually.
characters,
Sure, and big honor. Toy, 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 toy. I actually didn't know that you could go in here without dealing with the desk sergeant first. That's a new thing on
I did
YouTube.
talk to the desk sergeant. I don't know if that counts as dealing with him.
No, it absolutely does
I
not.
assume not, since you
there is-
seemed surprised.
There is a thing that you need to do with the desk sergeant that you. The
Yeah, he
Crod
seemed
Feather
remarkably well animated for a piece of background scenery.
guy. That's true. Well, there's Crod Feather.
Yep.
And see, notice again, just a little casual sexism there. It's technical. I don't think you'd understand it. That's funny when you look at it. It's like one handwritten page. The dagger was stolen. So.
Some parts of this report seem vague.
It's
Yeah.
all the facts we need. Nothing to see here.
you move on now.
Just don't you worry your feeble female brain about this.
Yeah. Just you can't see it in the shot, but there's just many bottles of bourbon right behind it.
Yeah.
Detective
Man.
Ryan. Yeah.
He is not a respecter of the archaeological discipline, I see.
No.
Oh well,
No.
I mean that's a rich people problem right there. No, he's a hard-nosed cop from the streets.
That's right. He has 4 guns as trophies.
Well,
Yeah.
since he just threw me out of his office, I assume, and told me to talk to the desk sergeant, I assume that is dealing with the desk sergeant is sort of the next point here.
Yeah.
Well, I have a grand total of 1 item, so it did not work. He will not answer my questions,
Like an
and I
arm
cannot.
wrestle.
Talk to him
Um,
about stuff.
this is one area where yeah, he's got nothing to say to you.
Although his
This
stomach is growling.
yeah, his stomach is growling. So
I did notice
well,
that.
it's funny that that's the clue that you get because the way that you will have to solve his stomach problems, but the way that you solve them is just insane. So
Well, this is a
you could
Sierra adventure game, after
you
all.
could you could try this, or you could try going someplace else in the cab. It's really up to you. Or you could cross the street and go back to the New York Daily Register News Tribune. It's up to you.
Is it not possible to solve to solve his stomach problems with my current loadout, or should I?
I'm not sure how to answer that. You will need an additional
I see.
item, but you don't need to go anywhere else. I will say you don't need to take a cab anywhere else to solve his stomach problems.
Okay. Wow, if there's one person who knows about stomach problems, it's got to be the drunk out front.
Well, that is accurate. And you've
Uh,
tried talking to him, and you've tried
let's
yeah,
give him a
that
stomach
man is
massage.
of little or no use.
Did not work.
Don't be
He was
touching the
like,
goods, lads. I love the desk sergeant. Ask him
That's
about
right,
Egyptology real quick. I just want to
he
see
won't
it.
actually let me ask him any questions right now.
Oh, it
So
won't. Okay. Well,
yeah, I
later.
trust me, I would have.
We'll
That
get there.
is my yeah. I can't
So there
see
was some
my
discussion about that drunk outside.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm figuring. I don't see anything else to click on here. Are there any? Well, it is a Sierra adventure game. Surprise tiny pixels I need to find in
Not
this game. You
yet,
think?
but we'll get there. I mean, there's definitely some surprise tiny pixels, but
I saw that.
now,
Oh man, he's out cold. Tight grip
yeah,
on his newspaper.
he is. He has turned around. So touching him actually was talking to him, but you couldn't talk to him to talk. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
the talking icon let you not talk to him, but the touch icon let you talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This is a little bit, by the way, of the random clicking I was talking about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
because you know this is sort of the play style that you would need to solve it.
We deem it wise not to light a match in his presence, eh?
Yeah, better not.
Well,
You should get a match and
You
then
should.
light it in his
Yeah.
presence.
I would love to. Can't think of any further ways to interact with this man directly.
Get a longer
at least.
stick and then poke him.
Yeah.
Trust me, if I had had
Or
a longer stick, I'd have used it to begin with.
maybe you should do the adventure game standby for time passing, which is
Mm-hmm.
you know change settings
Go
and then go
to a
right
different
on
area.
back. Yeah.
All right. Let's cross the street. See if
Oh,
I can get
let's
Laura run
indeed.
over.
Let's indeed
Oh
cross the
man!
street.
I was hoping that would happen.
Welcome to a
Sorry.
Sierra game.
Wow. Yep.
I have
Oh,
to
bad
admit, I've been
dad.
waiting for that. Did you notice that it tells you to look both ways?
Can you actually survive if you do look both ways?
You, in fact, must look at the left and right side of the screens before you cross any street, or you will die.
That is amazing. Do you ever actually see cars coming, or do
No,
you
there are
just,
never cars coming.
Yeah, cars are summoned by your ignorance,
Right,
not
by
by
negligence. So, just give him a poke and then go on in and see Ryan Hanrahan O'Reilly, and then come on out and we'll get this sorted in no time flat.
Man, I would not have expected the look both ways. I would
I
probably
know.
have just ended up summoning the taxi to cross the street every time.
Yeah, I only summoned taxis, I think, my first time because I didn't even know about crossing the street. But, I like to think that Sierra anticipated that you would cross the street first, and that was just like their, welcome to a Sierra game kind of thing.
Yeah,
Right.
they often did that. I remember Space Quest 3 had no less than 4 instances in which the death screen was, "Oh, you screwed up. Save early, save often."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're just acknowledging that they did it. So those are some big-looking guns he's got mounted on the wall over there. Although a tasteful bowl
I
of
know.
grapes, I must say.
I wish I had the ability to actually examine them,
Yeah.
but does not appear
Hey,
to be
look,
the case.
poking him has made him disappear. He is vaporized.
Well, I'm still going to save because
Oh,
the
that's a good
ethanol
idea.
fumes coming off this might just poison me to
Just
death.
explode. There are fewer ways to die in this game than there are in the Colonel's Bequest, actually. I think I've tallied them up, and there's a couple fewer, but all of them are dumber. Now, I don't know if we've
Awesome.
encountered this before, but if you look at something, then this little thing appears, and then you have to interact within it. So, if you want to, now you have a coupon for a free sandwich at Luigi's.
Awesome.
Which seems like a bad marketing ploy on the part of Mr. Luigi, but, whatever.
It does. Maybe I can give it to Rocco. Dang it. Guess I can't torpedo my chances at getting anywhere that easily.
No.
Let's see. I don't remember hearing about Luigi's before. Is he?
Indeed, you will not have. He is one of those people that is magically somewhere now.
I see. Was he not there before I found his?
No, he is summoned by the promise of
Let's
free
see.
sandwiches.
Right. It's his talisman. Is it somewhere I've been, or shall I go somewhere else? to save
Oh,
time
you
here?
can. Oh heck, it's the police. It's the Tribune. He's at the Tribune.
Yeah. Well, I've summoned Rocco again to cross the street. Man, look at him. He's just doing donuts in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah.
Just racking up the meter.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably just force of habit. Like, he can normally get a lot of money out of people this way, but,
Yeah.
Well, especially if,
Oh, wow.
she's a dopey, wide-eyed girl from Louisiana.
Right. Yeah, he's probably charging the Tribune for all this. Maybe that's why they get free. Not the corned beef. I like Luigi. Yeah.
So, Lean, the cow, she keep on tipping over.
This is before they had problems with Mad Cow. I guess. let's see what he looks like about Egyptology. You know what I know about Egyptology? I know about a corned beef. You want a corned beef, lady? Okay, now be careful here, because a corned beef sandwich will appear in that little circle, and if you don't grab it correctly, the circle will disappear, and you will have lost your coupon and the sandwich and your toast at that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I got it right before
Yes, sir.
you managed to say anything, in fact.
Oh, well, that 5-second delay or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm doing my best.
it's okay. It's sometimes it's hard to keep up with all the bizarre, terrible moves.
It's true. Well, I see that
Alright.
we're banishing the car demons, and
Yeah. I don't want to take the chance that my sandwich will get cold and disgusting or something, so we're heading
It
right into
probably
the police station to fork it over.
shot it.
I'm
It's
gonna
a
eat
cold
it
corned
right
beef
in front of
sandwich.
you. Dadgummit. No good,
Don't
huh?
want that. It stinks of taxi lass.
Yeah. To be fair, okay, I don't know.
Laura's
Was
a
that thing?
vegetarian, apparently.
Is that a thing in the 20s?
That's
Vegetarian?
progressive.
She's a progressive lady, I guess. I can't imagine her dad would have stood for that, though. Just that old-fashioned, New Orleans detective. I bet he was like, "You'll eat it."
Steak and eggs for breakfast.
That's right. He apparently knew Sam Augustini, Laura's dad did, which is how she got the job there. There we go. How conversant are you in the intricacies of Egyptology? Anyway, it's maybe better when her voice actor does
Not a
it.
bloody clue what you're talking about.
Hootman! I love that.
Is he suddenly
the best.
Scottish, or...
I
don't know what's going on.
he is. So, let's just go over who... Yeah, that probably is a good move for Detective O'Reilly. It's not a drunk mood. So who in this list do you not know who they are, Bundafun? Just so we can maybe clear that up.
Well, I don't really know anything about any of these characters other than I
Okay.
assume John Bow.
Yeah, right.
Laura, as far as I know, hasn't met any of them except Crodfaller and Sam
And
Augustine.
Sam.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm.
Let's see. Through conversation with Crodfaller, you might have found out that Dr. Pippin Carter is the one who discovered all of the Egyptian artifacts, and he's kind of a jerk. Archibald Carrington is in charge of the museum, the Leyendecker, where the things were stolen from. Low Fat runs the laundry, and Ziggy is a creep.
Yes, I got that. Sergeant
Yeah.
seemed very firm.
He doesn't know much. You should ask him about the speakeasy.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. And
Yeah,
so,
the desk sergeant.
Low Fat's laundry. Oh, I was just bumbling my controls here.
So did you
I
actually
like how she
complete?
just calls it the speakeasy, like there's only one.
There's
We
one.
all know
Yeah.
it.
Surely there can't be more than one.
Yeah. We run a clean city. But if you want to get to an illegal bar, why don't you just take yourself down to this place?
Well, surely a fine lass like yourself would be more comfortable at a flower shop. Wink, wink.
Interestingly, he will tell you nothing about the flower shop. You have to ask Crodfiler about the flower shop. You ask him about the... See, now you have a new miscellaneous. So,
That I do.
the Charleston.
I'm gonna call that progress.
Yeah. That is surely getting somewhere.
Worth
I don't know if we're
saving
going to
over
want to get
time.
all the way through Chapter 1 on this first one. I mean, we can... we can go until we're sick of it, and then I'll just cut up the videos or whatever. But, you've made some good progress so far, so if you want to venture out into other parts of New York, now would be the time.
I would like nothing more than to venture into other parts of New York.
Okay. Skippy, that's for you too. If you ever get sick of this, just let us know, and we'll do it some other time. But
Oh, no worries.
I'm loving this so far.
I like how I can just ask him to take me to New York.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
All right. Let's see. I actually don't know what happens if.
It's a little disappointing.
Well, I'm sure I will.
Maybe he'd like drive me to the exact center of the state.
It's true. You didn't even say the city. So, here we go. Oh, that's a fine choice. Is Low Fat's laundry.
Oh, goody.